Hey you, yeah you, did you have your cup of coffee yet for today? Well, if you did, I'm hoping it wasn't Starbucks because right now, Starbucks baristas are warning people that this new drink mix is getting them sick.
Starbucks employees are warning people that the new blending powder is making them sick, and you need to hear what they have to say before you go get another drink. All over social media, Starbucks workers are complaining about a new blending powder that is being used in some of their refresher drinks. According to the union, the drinks are silica-based and becomes airborne when drinks are being made. And employees are complaining of coughing, sore throat, and breathing irritation after working with it. So if the people making your drinks are starting to raise concerns, maybe it's time you start asking what's really in your drink.
That's right, a new drink mix that is getting them sick. If it's doing it to them, what do you think is happening to you in your cup of coffee? Now, this huge brand, why are you introducing chemical mixes now? All right. Like, don't we pay enough for just really beans at this point, man? Like, why are you adding these chemicals to your drink mix, man? You're supposed to be a premier coffee company. Let's go ahead and check it out and see what the hell is going on.
Okay guys, so this is me and Lori. We're gonna be testing out the blending powder because as you guys know it's toxic.
A lot of Starbucks employees have been complaining about this, quote, blending powder, and it's going in more and more of their drinks. And let's just take a look at what it is. So here are the ingredients right here, and the purpose is it acts as an emulsifier and stabilizer. The gums and other components help create a smoother, more consistent frozen blended texture and slow separation that would otherwise happen sooner after the drink leaves the blender. So basically they're using this so that the drink stays exactly how it was when it was made. But there are real health concerns that go along with this. And one thing I'll say is that I've seen a lot of videos of baristas at Starbucks coughing. They say that this is hurting their throats, this powder, as it gets airborne, they're breathing it in, they're getting headaches.
Starbucks retail employee was terminated by the company for revealing behind-the-scenes information regarding the ingredients of the brand's new beverage lineup. The employee disclosed that many of Starbucks' newly released drinks are not crafted solely with fresh raw materials. A proprietary blended powder is added during preparation. This powder primarily contains common food ingredients such as gum arabic, maltodextrin, and xanthan gum. These ingredients serve to stabilize the texture of drinks, prevent liquid separation, create a creamier mouthfeel, guarantee uniform taste across servings, and boost beverage making efficiency in stores. Starbucks dismissed the employee right after they made these potential issues public. All components in the blended powder are approved food additives compliant with national food consumption standards. Even so, Starbucks has not proactively released detailed ingredient lists of its new drinks to customers, leading to insufficient ingredient transparency.
Disclaimer that I'm not currently working at Starbucks, but I did 4 years ago. I believe Starbucks formulated the silica death blending powder so that the blended refreshers would not separate as much, which is absolutely ridiculous because it's a blended ice drink. It's going to separate and it's going to melt. But this is all going back to Starbucks being fast food and us not opening our eyes and realizing this fact. Have you noticed that anytime you get a drink from Starbucks, whether it's a pink drink, whether it's a latte, whether it's a refresher, whether it's blended, these drinks separate and look undrinkable if you don't drink them within like 30 minutes? Because that's the thing about fast food. When you go to Taco Bell, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to Wendy's, if you don't eat those items you get within like 10 to 15 minutes, they become damn near inedible. Get the food fast and you need to eat it fast because it's not really food the way that these big food companies are selling them. They're more bioengineered food-like products, which is exactly why instead of using the sugar syrup water that Starbucks already had to make the blended refreshers and keep them somewhat together, they produced glass shard throat lung killing powder for their baristas to inhale while they make you your blended mango dragon fruit refresher. Would now be a good time to boycott, or are you gonna wait until they put arsenic in the drinks?
All right, guys, as you can see, there's something obviously wrong with this new drink mix, but let's go ahead and jump into the viral video from the employees that actually warned us all because, yeah, this ain't right, y'all. This ain't right at all. Now, I don't know about y'all, but man, sometimes the food at Starbucks is really, really weird too. You will want to think that you're getting fresh food. I think that they already get this food already made and just warming up in the oven for you, man. So like you're paying top dollar for these snacks, man, but they're really just the same stuff that you would get at any other convenience store or fast food or even gas station at this point. Please make that make sense. And yes, are they slightly turned into fast food? I don't know exactly what they're doing. The last time I went there was just for some black coffee. But man, I can tell you what, judging from these clips already so far, I don't know if I want to go back and get any other coffees. Unless this is fresh brewed from the bean itself.
So how does Starbucks respond to reports that baristas are feeling sick after using the new silica-based blending powder? They dodged the issue entirely. To run it back, Starbucks introduced new drinks that require a blending powder that's raising concerns. Since it was introduced, videos using the powder have gone viral. Hundreds of baristas shared their bad experiences, and our union inquired with the company about what our members have reported. This week, Starbucks responded with a blog post on their website that is a whole 2 sentences long. The blog post is comically short and doesn't directly address any of our concerns. By its nature, the silica-based powder is near impossible to avoid inhaling when we're on shift. While they claim it's safe to use in food, they don't say a single word about whether it's safe to inhale. Here's what's really telling about this. Starbucks sent out an update to stores and avoided mentioning the coughing, the irritation, and even hives that baristas are experiencing and reporting. Instead, the company simply tells us to pour slower when handling it, with a cute message that says the powder gets messy. Mind you, we're also being told to make drinks in 4 minutes, and often dealing with understaffed stores where moving slower means delays and unhappy customers. So move slower, but also move faster. Make it make sense. What's really messy is the Starbucks executives who are focused on gimmicks and profits, not on listening to baristas about what our stores need to actually succeed. We're dealing with chaotic schedules, low pay that hasn't kept up with inflation, and benefits that are harder and harder to access. And once again, this message doesn't say anything about inhaling it. You'd think if it was safe to inhale, they would just say it. Starbucks' weak response is not it. Our union won't let this be swept under the rug. We've already formally requested vital safety information and demanded to bargain over the change. As a union, we have the power to hold this company accountable and make sure they're not putting any partner's safety at risk just to drive profit. If you're a customer, don't shop at Starbucks until the company finalizes a union contract with pay, staffing, and protections that we need. And if you're a Starbucks partner, there's truly never been a better time to organize your store.
So there is a real concern with this, and it actually is confirmed right here. One of the main things in this is silica. That's silicon dioxide, and it's used as an anti-caking agent. It prevents the clumping, but it's being used in this blending powder. Inhalation is a real issue. The fine silicone dust can become airborne as a powder when it's scooped, and repeated inhalation of certain forms of silica is linked to serious lung conditions. So this would back up what the baristas are experiencing. They breathe this stuff in and they're coughing, they get headaches. It's not good. Here are some of the other controversies with a lot of this ingredients in this blending powder. This is not something we should be eating. This is not something we should be drinking. Our food is a science experiment, and this has to stop. This is not healthy.
You may have recently seen videos of Starbucks baristas making drinks with an ingredient that looks like a straight up occupational hazard. Take a look.
Man, did you just see that clip, man? That is damn near pepper spray at this point, man. This is pepper spray at this point, man.
So this is Starbucks' new blending powder mix-in, and not to put our tinfoil hats on, but we're not sure corporate didn't roll out this mess just to make unionizing baristas even more miserable than they already are. Hear us out. So this blending powder goes into their blended refreshers drinks to basically act as an emulsifier, and it contains silica and is super fine in texture to the point where it basically becomes airborne when it comes out of the package. And of course, baristas are the ones forced to breathe it in, and they're having health issues from it. Starbucks Workers United has reported that workers have come down with everything from headaches and coughing fits to hives and sore throats while working on the bar due to exposure to this dust. And corporate is telling the workers that the way to prevent dust inhalation is by pouring the bags of powder in containers slower. Yet, they're also pressuring baristas to work faster. And it gets even more ironic because one way workers could temporarily protect themselves for this particulate would be wearing PPE like face masks, which are made for these kinds of workplace hazards. And we say temporarily because these conditions are not okay, so corporate needs to stop ignoring the union's demands for transparency around this ingredient. Yet, rumors have been swirling since last year that some supervisors have been banning employees from wearing face masks. Starbucks' attack on their baristas' health has never been more clear and seemingly coordinated, but again, we're just pro-worker, anti-billionaire conspiracy theorists. It's not as if Starbucks' very own internal AI chatbot literally says workers should avoid breathing in the dust because it can cause irritation to the respiratory tract. But as always, shouts out to the brave baristas blowing the whistle by posting these videos, because if it was left to corporate to tell everyone the truth, we know we would never hear it. They know that this mixing powder has gotten bad press and that baristas are struggling and potentially being harmed. Which is, of course, why they released this 2-sentence statement claiming that the product is food safe. But food safe doesn't equate to inhalation safe, which is why Starbucks workers are fighting to bargain and get corporate to fess up the OSHA safety data information as opposed to PR slop about the silica-based powder. Just call this exhibit number 1 million of why we should still be listening to Starbucks baristas when they tell us we need to boycott Starbucks. Still.
Hey y'all, I'm just coming back from a doctor's appointment, and I really want to warn everyone about this because I feel like it's important. I just found out that I have VOCs in my bloodstream, which, if you don't know, they're just chemicals that shouldn't be in the human body. And when I went over my diet, I mentioned Starbucks, and that's when I found out that Starbucks has actually been sued for putting chemicals like VOCs in our bloodstream. And I'm particularly concerned about that because I drink Starbucks all the time. And I'm just on here on TikTok to spread the news because I have to go get detoxes for removals of these chemicals. And now that I'm aware that there's a class action lawsuit for this, I checked out the Settlemate app and that's where I found it. So I would suggest that anyone else who uses Starbucks to go check it out because my life is forever changed.
You guys, Starbucks just got exposed by its own employees for putting this in their drinks.
Okay guys, so this is me and Lori. We're gonna be testing out the blending powder because as you guys know it's toxic. This stinks so bad.
Now, yes, I know what you're asking yourself is, what the hell are they putting in these drinks? Well, this is a blending powder, and why does it sound like that? Well, because it's actually silicon dioxide, also known as silica. It is a chemical compound made up of silicon and oxygen, aka sand and rock dust that you would commonly see on a construction site. But don't worry, the FDA says in small amounts, it is perfectly safe, used as an anti-caking additive. And let's not forget, I just posted this video not too long ago where I was showing you this organic mac and cheese had the same additive, silicon dioxide. How is it organic? Oh, but that's not all. This additive actually causes gut inflammation and other allergies. In a 2024 study by McMaster's University indicates while the food-grade silica does not directly kill gut cells, long-term exposure in mice alter gut immune function. Not to mention, the food-grade silica naturally contains tiny nanoparticles. And some labs suggest that highly concentrated nanoparticles can cause cellular oxidative stress. Bro, what? I'm doing a bigger breakdown on my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, and are you guys still drinking Starbucks? Let me know below.
It's only a matter of time before they got exposed. It's only a matter of time before a guest gets sick. It's only a matter of time. And I'm glad that they exposed them because this is not cool. Those employees pretty much risk their job to warn us about what's happening. None of this seems normal and right. We shouldn't be consuming these added chemicals, silica, and anything else because it will make you sick. Now, just imagine that maybe you wanted to get the strawberry pink drink to your kid or anybody else that maybe doesn't have a strong digestive system. Like, that can possibly hurt them. But nonetheless, guys, what do you think? Are you still going to get your Starbucks, your favorite drink? All right. Are you just done with the overpriced coffee and the glamour and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Do you still support Starbucks even after watching this video? And yeah, don't forget to like the video, hype, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.